Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I'm Kelly Stewart, joined by Ralph Michaels. And if you head over to @CalSportsLV, you can get Ralph's NFL Preseason guide. Ralph's one of the hardest working guys here at WagerTalk.
Thursday. It'll be posted at WagerTalk starting on Thursday.
Got it. Sorry, I thought you tweeted that out, but you did because
I tweeted it out the Hall of Fame games, and I tweeted it out. Yeah, I could talk. The quarterback rotations. So again, you start preseason, and that's what you have to talk about is quarterback rotations. And of the 32 teams, only 11 teams have the same quarterback. Number 1 and number 2 quarterbacks from last year. That's the changeover we're seeing in the NFL annually now.
Okay, so show everybody kind of your guide and maybe some of the main points they need to hit when viewing this.
You have to remember, you don't look at team situations, you look at head coaches.
And this is just preseason only,
Preseason only. You handicap preseason completely differently. And I talk about preseason, and some people say, oh, preseason's a pot shot. But to me, it's the only time in sports when you can legitimately bet a team that wants to win against a team and a coach that doesn't care to win. The coaching is the number one most important thing. You look at the coaches, the OCs and the DCs. Do you have stability for the years? Well, if you see, I have the last 4 years listed, this year's head coaches and the previous 3 years. Quarterbacks, the quarterback rotation is obviously important. Denver, when you go to my guide, you'll see Denver has all 4 quarterbacks in red. That means they have 4 new quarterbacks learning this system this year. That's a tough situation to follow. I also list where those teams were last year. So Joe Flacco was at Baltimore, Kevin Hogan was at Washington. You can go back to look at how they performed in the preseason last year at those teams. The rookies, I also list what school they're from. Then we look at the quarterback stats for the last 3 years. There are 2 teams this year which return all 3 quarterbacks. Those are the teams you want to look to play on, because if you have a quarterback rotation that's been the same, you have the same 3 quarterbacks with the same OC and the same head coach as the past few years, those quarterbacks know the system and know how to compete in that system. Then again, you have 3 years history of the lines and the over-unders.
So let's talk about that real quick. So as far as certain coaches, we know that they care in the preseason. They just want to get something like the Browns last year, right? Or in previous years, they just want to get this team a win. Or Bill Belichick maybe doesn't care yet. He covered all 4 preseason games last year. Do you cover that in your preseason guide?
Well, you have records of the coaches, and you can see how they did straight up against the spread and over-under. And in the next video, Marc and I are going to break down some of those coaches. You know, an example, John Harbaugh at Baltimore is the elite preseason head coach. He's 13-0 straight up the last 3 years. He wants to win. He puts his players in a position to win. He actually calls some plays for his quarterbacks. And then it also doesn't hurt to have a mobile quarterback like Lamar Jackson. When you're breaking plays against a defense, you can get that. So as far as the guide's concerned, you're going to have 1 page per team. And not only will you want to download it to use it when you're handicapping that week, each and every week, I update the stats so you can see if a team won.
So I don't have to fill them in myself.
Right. And you'll have all the quarterback stats. So you can see which quarterbacks are doing well. Why is that important? Well, because week 1 and week 2, those quarterbacks that have done well but only perhaps played a quarter, they're probably going to play the entire week 4. So if they played well early, you can look at what they did later. So each week you have all the quarterbacks and team stats listed in. So the guide will be available Thursday at WagerTalk completely free. If you go to WagerTalk.com and go to the Cal Sports page, again, it'll be a free download and it'll be available and then posted each Monday will be the updated sheet as well.
Hardest working guy at WagerTalk. $2 Tuesday. Every Tuesday, get the hottest handicappers best bet for just $2 at either WagerTalk or our sister site, sportsmemo.com.